Today, we uncover the quiet truth about Costco UK memberships and why the warehouse can make careful shoppers lower their guard before the first product even reaches the trolley. On paper, it looks simple. You pay for access, walk through the doors, and expect better value than an ordinary supermarket. But that payment changes the way people shop. The card at the entrance, the huge aisles, the stacked pallets, the limited selection, and the members-only feeling all create one powerful idea. This place has already done the checking for you. So today we're going through the habits Costco members need to question before the next trip. We are looking at bulk buying, unit prices, recall awareness, imported food, private label trust, expiry dates, storage space, and the treasure hunt model that keeps members walking deeper into the aisles. But this only matters if the video reaches the people who still walk into Costco believing the membership card automatically means better value. So hit the hype button and subscribe, because the more shoppers see how the system works, the harder it becomes for trust, bulk packs, and members-only pricing to quietly control the trolley. Let's get into it. The membership makes you trust faster. The first trick starts before you even pick up a product. Costco is a membership shop, and that changes the relationship from the beginning. In a normal supermarket, you walk in as a shopper. In Costco, you walk in as someone who has already paid to belong. That sounds simple, but it matters because paying for access makes people feel like they are entering something more selective. You do not look at a pallet of crisps the same way when it is behind a membership gate. You do not look at a giant tub of vitamins the same way when the shelf says members only. Even the card check at the door quietly tells your brain that this place is different. It feels controlled. It feels filtered. It feels like someone has already done the hard work of choosing good products. That is where the risk begins. Costco does not need every product to be perfect for the whole building to feel trustworthy. The warehouse layout does a lot of the talking. Tall racks, big packs, limited selection, items stacked like restaurant supplies. It all gives the impression of efficiency and seriousness. You think, surely this must be better value because nobody would pay to access ordinary deals. And to be fair, some of it really is good value. That is what makes the model so strong. If Costco was obviously bad, people would walk away. The problem is more subtle. A few genuine bargains make the rest of the trolley feel smarter than it might actually be. One great deal on fuel, tires, coffee, or kitchen roll can make the chocolate, snacks, sauces, frozen meals, and impulse items feel like part of the same clever decision. That is why the membership can become a trust shortcut. Instead of asking, is this product good? Is this price better? Will I actually use this? People ask a much easier question. Would Costco sell it if it was not worth buying? And once that question takes over, the store has moved the decision from your judgment to its reputation. And once your guard drops at the door, the size of everything inside starts doing the next part of the work. Bulk buying can hide bad decisions. Bulk buying feels responsible because it looks practical. Nobody feels reckless buying 30 rolls of toilet paper or a huge pack of washing powder. It feels like planning ahead. It feels like beating inflation. It feels like being the kind of person who does not get caught paying corner shop prices for everyday things. But bulk only saves money when the product is right, the price is right, and your household can actually use it before it becomes waste. That is the part people often skip. They compare price per gram, price per litre, or price per item, then forget the other costs. Storage is a cost. Waste is a cost. Eating more because the pack is bigger is a cost. Buying something you never planned to buy because it looked like a rare deal is definitely a cost. Costco understands the feeling of the big shop. The trolley is huge, the aisles are wide, the packs are oversized. You do not feel like you are overspending in the moment because the whole environment tells you this is what smart bulk shopping looks like. A £300 shop can feel more responsible than a £40 supermarket trip, simply because everything is bigger and the word value is hanging over the entire experience. This is especially dangerous with food. A giant cake does not become healthier because the price per slice is impressive. A huge box of imported biscuits does not become sensible because it looks cheaper than buying smaller packs elsewhere. A family-size bag of ultra-processed snacks can look like a household bargain when really it is just more of something you would have been better off buying less of. And then there is the pressure of rarity. Costco has that clever feeling that something may not be there next time. You see a seasonal item, an American import, a discounted kitchen gadget, or a strange limited product, and suddenly the decision feels urgent. You are not simply asking whether you need it. You are asking whether you will regret leaving it behind. That is where the saving story becomes blurry. Because a true saving starts with something you were already going to buy. A trap starts with something you only noticed because the store made it feel special. And when a store can make extra buying feel like sensible planning, the next question is whether the products themselves deserve the trust they receive, the recall notices. Most members never see every major supermarket has recalls. Tesco has them, Sainsbury's has them, Asda has them, Aldi has them, Waitrose has them. Costco having a recalled product does not automatically make Costco uniquely unsafe. Food supply chains are huge, complicated, and sometimes mistakes happen. The issue is not that recalls exist. The issue is how people behave inside a store they already trust. In an ordinary supermarket, some shoppers still glance at the label, compare products, check allergens, or notice warnings near the shelf. In a membership warehouse, people can start treating the whole place like one giant quality stamp. That is more risky than it sounds. A good example came in early 2026 when a chocolate raisin product sold through Costco in the United Kingdom was recalled because peanuts and nuts were not mentioned on the label. For someone without allergies, that might sound like a small detail. For a family dealing with nut allergy, that detail is everything. It is the difference between a snack and a serious health risk. That is why recall stories matter in a place like Costco. Not because one product proves the whole business is unsafe, but because the size of the packs and the trust in the shop can multiply the consequences. People do not buy one tiny snack bag. They buy large packs for cupboards, offices, children, parties, and family visits. A single label problem can travel further when the pack is designed to feed more people, and recalls are easy to miss. Most people do not check recall pages every week. They do not always remember exact batch codes or best before dates. At Costco, the membership system can help with tracking purchases, which is a genuine strength. But that does not change the bigger lesson. You still have to pay attention. The uncomfortable truth is simple. Paid access does not remove ordinary food risks. Premium-looking packaging does not guarantee perfect labeling. Large pack size does not mean stricter safety by default. If anything, it should make you more careful because you are buying more of the same thing in one go. Once you see that, the warehouse starts to look a little different. The next problem is not only what goes wrong by accident, but what looks better than it really is by design. Imported food looks more special than it is. One reason people love Costco is the sense of discovery. You find products that do not look like ordinary supermarket items. American sweets, oversized sauces, giant cereal boxes, huge jars, snack packs you have never seen before, bakery items that look like they belong in a catering kitchen. It feels exciting because it breaks the boredom of the weekly shop. But unfamiliar does not always mean better. Sometimes it just means the packaging is bigger, the branding is louder, and the ingredient list is longer. Imported food can carry a strange premium feeling even when the product itself is just ultra-processed food in a more interesting costume. This is where Costco shoppers need to slow down. A giant American snack pack can feel like a treat because it is unusual in the United Kingdom. But when you turn it around, it may be loaded with sugar, glucose syrup, seed oils, modified starches, artificial flavorings, emulsifiers, preservatives, and all the same things people are trying to avoid in ordinary supermarket junk food. The only difference is that the pack feels more exciting because you do not see it every day. And the warehouse makes that feeling stronger. A normal supermarket shelf invites comparison. You see several similar products and maybe pick one. Costco often gives you fewer options, but each one feels bigger and more deliberate. That can make the chosen product look as though it has been specially selected because it is superior. Sometimes it has, sometimes it is just a high-volume product that works well in a warehouse model. This matters because Costco has a health halo of its own. People think of bulk meat, big bags of nuts, olive oil, coffee, frozen fruit, and household staples. Then that practical image spreads across the rest of the trolley. The same trust that helps sell genuinely useful staples can also make oversized desserts, sweet sauces, processed snacks, and frozen convenience meals feel more acceptable. You do not have to avoid every treat, that would be ridiculous. But you do have to understand the trick. When junk food comes in a bigger pack, it can look less childish and more practical. When it comes from a members-only warehouse, it can feel less like impulse buying and more like stocking up. That is a dangerous shift. Because once a treat becomes a household supply, you are no longer buying one indulgence. You are building it into the routine. And there is one label inside Costco that makes this trust even stronger, because for many members, it has become almost untouchable. The Kirkland Signature Trust Effect. This private label is one of the most powerful in retail because it does something most supermarket-owned labels struggle to do. It does not feel cheap. In many categories, it feels like the sensible, high-quality choice. That is a huge achievement, and in fairness, plenty of Kirkland products have earned that loyalty. Many shoppers swear by the batteries, nuts, coffee, olive oil, paper products, cleaning supplies, and household basics. The problem begins when a good reputation becomes automatic trust. Once people start thinking Kirkland equals safe, Kirkland equals value, Kirkland equals better, they stop reading the product in front of them. The label becomes the decision. Private label products sit in a strange place. They feel like they belong to the store, but they are often made through supplier relationships that ordinary shoppers do not fully see. That does not mean something suspicious is happening. It simply means the front label is not the whole story. A product can have the same trusted warehouse name on the front, while the quality, ingredients, origin, and value vary heavily by category. This is especially important with food. A Kirkland product can be excellent in one aisle and ordinary in another. One item may be a genuinely strong deal. Another may be a bulk version of something you would not buy if it had a less trusted label. That is why the brand should start a question, not end it. The smart way to shop Kirkland is to treat it like any other label. Check the ingredients. Check the country of origin when it matters. Check whether the pack size fits your household. Compare the real unit price against supermarkets, not against the feeling of Costco. Ask whether you would still buy it if the same product had a plain, unknown name on the front. That last question is useful because it cuts through the emotion. Would you still want this sauce, snack, supplement, frozen meal, or dessert if it was not wearing the Kirkland name? If the answer is no, you may not be buying the product. You may be buying the comfort of the label. And once a trusted label can make a product feel decided before you read it, the next question is simple. Are the prices being checked as carefully as the products? The price comparison. Most people skip. The least exciting thing in the whole Costco debate is also the most important. You have to compare prices properly, not emotionally, not from memory, not because something looks huge, properly. Costco can be excellent on some unit prices. It can also be surprisingly ordinary once you compare like for like. The problem is that most people do not compare in the moment. They see a giant pack and assume the saving is built in. They see a familiar brand in a larger size and assume it must be cheaper. They see a warehouse shelf and believe. The deal is already proven, but retail pricing is messy. Supermarkets run promotions. Own-label products can undercut big brands. Smaller households may save more by buying less. Online repeat orders sometimes beat warehouse packs. A special offer in Tesco, Sainsbury's, Aldi, Lidl or Asda can make a Costco deal less impressive than it first appears. The only fair test is boring. Take the product you actually buy, compare the price per unit, then ask whether you will use the full amount without waste. If the answer is yes, Costco may win. If the answer is no, the saving is imaginary. This is especially true with fresh food, bakery items, snacks, sauces, vitamins and cleaning products. A giant tray of muffins is only a bargain if they are eaten intentionally, not because everyone feels pressured to finish them before they go stale. A huge tub of supplement powder is only a bargain if you actually use it regularly. A large pack of meat only works if you portion and freeze it properly. Otherwise, the warehouse saving quietly turns into bin money. There is also the membership fee itself. People often forget to include it in the maths because it is paid separately. But it still has to be earned back through genuine savings. If your best deals are only occasional and most trips include extras you did not plan to buy, the fee can become part of the spending trap rather than the saving story. A good Costco member shops with a list, checks unit prices, knows their household usage, and walks past tempting items without needing a reason. A bad Costco trip starts with confidence and ends with a boot full of things that felt cheaper than they were. And that raises another uncomfortable point. Sometimes the product is not the issue at all. The real issue is how the warehouse changes your behavior. The treasure hunt is not an accident. One of the reasons Costco stays interesting is that it does not feel exactly the same every time. You go in for essentials and there is always something else calling for attention. Seasonal foods, garden equipment, luxury chocolates, electronics, clothes, kitchen gadgets, furniture, special imports, and products that seem to appear and disappear without much warning. That creates the treasure hunt feeling, and people enjoy it. There is nothing wrong with enjoying it. The problem is pretending it has no effect on spending. A normal shopping list works best in a predictable shop. You know where things are, you buy what you came for, you leave. The treasure hunt model works differently. It rewards wandering. It makes you scan the aisles. It adds uncertainty. It creates little moments of surprise, and surprise is very good at opening wallets. You might tell yourself you are only looking. Then you see something that feels underpriced, unusual, or temporary. Because you do not know whether it will be there next time, the decision changes. You are no longer asking, "Do I need this today?" You are asking, will I miss my chance? That is a powerful retail question. It turns delay into risk. It makes walking away feel like losing. And when that happens repeatedly across one trip, the basket grows without feeling reckless. Each extra item has its own little justification. This was cheaper than elsewhere. This might sell out. This would be useful later. This is good for Christmas. This is worth trying once. This is a rare find. By the end, the extra spend does not feel like impulse buying because it has been broken into small, reasonable excuses. That is how a warehouse can make overspending feel intelligent. Again, this is not about saying Costco is uniquely manipulative. Most retailers use psychology. Supermarkets place essentials at the back, sweets near tills, promotions at eye level, and seasonal goods near entrances. Costco is just very good at combining value with discovery. That combination is addictive because it lets people feel both careful and excited at the same time. And once you understand that, the membership stops looking like a simple savings card. It becomes a test of discipline. Still, it would be unfair to pretend there is nothing worth defending because Costco does get some things right. What Costco still does better. This is the part that matters if you want the argument to be honest. Costco is not useless. It is not some pointless trap. For many households and businesses, it can be genuinely valuable. The mistake is not using Costco. The mistake is using it without thinking. There are categories where Costco can make real sense. Household paper products, selected cleaning supplies, certain frozen staples, nuts, coffee, fuel, tires, pharmacy services where available, some electronics, and big-ticket items with strong return support can all be worth checking. The return culture is one of Costco's biggest strengths because it gives members more confidence when buying expensive products. That does have real value. The better question is not whether Costco is good or bad. The better question is what kind of shopper you are when you walk in. If you are disciplined, Costco can work for you. If you know prices, storage space, expiry dates, and household habits, you can make the membership pay. If you run a small business, host often, have a large family, drive enough to benefit from fuel savings, or buy repeat staples in volume, the model can be useful. But if you treat every aisle like a deal, it can quickly work against you. If you buy imported snacks because they look special, giant desserts because they seem cheap, gadgets because they might not return, and bulk foods because the pack looks impressive, then Costco is not saving you money. It is giving your spending better excuses. The healthiest way to use Costco is almost boring. Go in with a short list. Know your prices before you arrive. Avoid browsing when you are hungry. Treat Kirkland like a normal label. Check ingredients. Check allergens. Check expiry dates. Be honest about storage. And never let the membership fee pressure you into buying more just to feel like you are getting your money back. That last point is important. A membership should serve your household. Your household should not serve the membership. And if there is one thing to remember before the next trip, it is this. Before you use the card again. The real question is not whether Costco has bargains. Of course it does. The question is whether those bargains still look like bargains after the whole trolley is counted. That includes the food you waste, the snacks you would not normally buy, the products you bought because they might disappear, and the fee you paid before the shopping even started. Costco is brilliant at making people feel smart while they spend. That is why it works. But that feeling is exactly why you need to slow down. Check the label, compare the price, read the ingredients, notice the pack size, ask whether you came for the product or whether the warehouse made it feel like an opportunity. Because the best Costco shopper is not the one with the fullest trolley. It is the one who can walk past a deal and still feel in control. And if you have ever stopped buying something from Costco after checking the label, price, or expiry date properly, tell me what it was. Someone else may need that warning before their next trip. Costco can still be useful, but only when the card serves your household, not the other way around. Check the label, compare the price, and walk away when the deal does not add up. Comment with the Costco buy you stop trusting, like this video, and subscribe for upcoming videos.